A new Wordle puzzle is online. Click on the link to play.
Listening to the following video may give you clues. Please like and share the videos.
Wolves vs Man City player ratings and analysis. Manchester City are short of defensive options in this fixture and have added Haaland to their squad, but Wolves have no such luxury.
With John Stones, Kyle Walker and Ruben Dias all out, and Nathan Ake not fully fit, the Citizens are weakened at the back. While Man City have added Haaland to their attacking options, the Wolves' midfield is still short of pace.
Fernandinho was deployed alongside Aymeric Laporte at Molineux and looked a threat in the final third. Kevin De Bruyne.
As we've already discussed, the Chelsea striker was in good form throughout the match, but his side were far from dazzling. Wolves had struggled to score in recent weeks, but they found themselves 12 minutes one down at the break against Manchester City.
Kevin De Bruyne was a standout, but he was far from his best. In this player ratings and analysis, we'll take a look at how he performed against his former side and how he can improve.
The Belgian international has scored 19 goals in all competitions this season, but his form has dipped somewhat in recent weeks. He hasn't played as much this season as he did last season, but he's still scoring regularly, so there's a chance he'll get more opportunities in the coming months.
But if he continues scoring goals in the future, it's hard to see where the Premier League champions will find him. Moutinho.
Moutinho continues to build on his impressive season and is now joint fourth in Premier League tackles with Harvey Barnes, Jack Grealish, and Daniel James. The Brazilian has also provided 7 assists in the Europa League and the qualifying rounds, and 3 in the proper rounds, and is showing all the qualities of a quality midfielder.
Let's see how he compares to De Bruyne and his peers. When it comes to assists, Moutinho is arguably the most reliable set-piece provider this season.
He set up 3 goals this season, up from 7 last season. That makes set-pieces crucial to Moutinho's potential in FPL.
Moutinho has made 21 key passes in 12 gameweeks, which is excellent for FPL managers. André Marriner has a solid understanding of the VAR and pitchside monitor, which will be a deciding factor in a game.
Cancelo. In this Liverpool vs.
Man City player ratings and analysis, Kevin De Bruyne's game is a case in point. While the Belgian midfielder did well in the first half, he struggled to track Jesus in the second half and was at fault for his team's opener.
In addition to his own goal, De Bruyne was also guilty of a late trick on Ait-Nouri, which led to the resulting booking as a defensive midfielder. Cancelo was excellent in this game, but he is still a liability in the absence of De Bruyne's.
While he was ineffective in possession, he was rock solid in the air and won all of his aerial duels. Cancelo, in particular, linked well with De Bruyne and made a few fine passes.
Cancelo's performance as De Bruyne's in Wolves vs Man City's is a testament to how well the Brazilian defender can play in the center of the park.
After a shaky start to the season, he's now enjoying a good run in the team. After a poor start, Cancelo has come to life and has been an excellent substitute for De Bruyne.
Cancelo's role was vital against Man City, and the Belgian deserved to get the start. He was a solid centre-back but lacked the quality to be a central striker.
Wolves were often running in behind him and he was unable to prevent them. Despite this, he was very impressive in the opening goal.
Manchester City's win over Wolves. Kevin De Bruyne scored 4 goals and assisted 2 more for Manchester City against Wolves on Sunday.
He also grabbed an assist and hit the post. Despite being on the pitch for less than an hour, he did have a positive impact on the game, making an XG of 0.36 and a tally of 3 assists.
He was the key player for the visitors, and it is no surprise that the defender did not get a chance to play much, but that did not stop De Bruyne from scoring the goals. De Bruyne's goal proved vital in giving City a 1-0 win.
Despite the 2-1 scoreline, Wolves could have had a much different story had he not been on his best form. Johnny was stretched in the first half, and Connor Cody was out of position for their first goal.
Willy Bully was also impressive at the start, but looked flustered after the goal when Sterling regained his feet. False 9 philosophy.
Pep Guardiola has experimented with a false 9 philosophy since his arrival at Manchester City. The City coach has used a false 9 in the past 2 derbies and has not used a conventional striker for the last 4 derbies.
Guardiola trialled De Bruyne in this role during the 2016-17 season, bringing him on for a crucial match against Liverpool. He also rotated Silva and Mahrez with the same formation against Manchester United in the Carabao Cup semi-final.
When it comes to passing, City use inverted fullbacks to find gaps in opposition defences. They start in the fullback position during the defensive phase but drift in during build-up phases.
The players in front of them struggle to keep an eye on the movement, and defenders are forced to shift out of position. In turn, Wolves are able to take advantage of these gaps as the City backline is constantly trying to regain balance.
Defending Manchester City's number 17. Kevin De Bruyne is one of the best players in the Premier League.
Last season, he teed up 9 different teammates, scoring 5 times and setting up 4 others. He likens the game to basketball and watches the NFL Red Zone on television.
He also tries to imitate the style of play of other athletes by running after the ball 2 or 3 times. Despite the fact that he is not a natural ball handler, he is a highly skilled player.
De Bruyne started his career at Genk and won the Belgian Pro League in 2010-11. He then joined Chelsea in 2012 but was only used sparingly.
In 2013, he was loaned to Werder Bremen. He then signed for PS 18 million with Wolfsburg.
Since then, he has established himself as one of the best players in the Bundesliga. In 2014, he was key in Wolfsburg's DFB Pokal victory.
His performances have earned him 3 Premier League titles, 5 League Cups and the FA Cup. Effort.
Kevin De Bruyne nearly scored the opening goal of the game for Manchester City in Wolves. The Belgian midfielder picked up a dangerous foot cross and guided it into the bottom right corner of the goal.
Despite the goal, Wolves failed to cope with the threat and the visitors went behind again. However, the visitors had a better second-half performance.
Earlier in the game, Kevin De Bruyne opened the scoring for Manchester City. The Belgian reacted to a mistake from Wolves' defense by flicking a ball to his teammate Bernardo Silva.
He raced in behind the Wolves' defense and clinically slotted the ball home. In the second half, however, Man City deserved to win and Kevin De Bruyne's performance was rewarded.
Goals scored. Kevin De Bruyne scored 3 goals in the defeat of Manchester City.
The Belgian midfielder picked up the ball in midfield and ran at the Wolves' defense, before smashing a left-footed strike into the far corner. Wolves' European hopes took a huge blow following this result, as they fell 5 points behind West Ham.
However, a hat-trick for Kevin De Bruyne might not be out of reach. Manchester City's attack is difficult to contain, and they look as if they have 3 extra men.
Kevin De Bruyne was like 3 extra players on the pitch. He is calm, composed, and easy to play with, which helped him score 2 goals in as many minutes.
The 2 sides will meet again in the Premier League on Saturday, and the title race is well and truly on. Moments to remember.
Kevin De Bruyne scored a superb goal against Manchester City in his second Premier League appearance. The Belgium international was in the right place at the right time to make it 3-0.
Pep Guardiola's side needed a 4th goal to win the game, and Kevin De Bruyne made it happen. Wolves had an excellent start to the match and looked dangerous in the opening minutes.
City looked vulnerable without Stones and Diaz, but De Bruyne's goal gave City the lead. In the first half, Wolves were dominated by City and a late goal from De Bruyne gave them the lead.
The visitors came back strongly, despite the goalless draw, and De Bruyne was involved in the build-up. On the hour mark, he collected the ball inside the penalty area after Wolves failed to clear a dangerous foot cross.